Alright guys, we're talking about the Marvel Review Countdown here, and I know what you're thinking. What the hell is going on with this voice? Well, here's the thing. I'm currently at my job during my lunch break, and I'm recording this because I do not have enough time to record it when I get home and then edit it, put some, it takes time. It takes time to be as good as I am, guys. It takes time. But, things happen, so now I have to record in my lunch break, and it's all echoey. Hopefully it doesn't turn out too good. So right now we're talking about Captain America Civil War, and the thing about this movie is that I personally really enjoy this movie. How much I enjoy this movie, you'll find out at the very end, but I will point out its flaws first, and then we'll get to the good stuff. Flaws first. First flaw. We don't get enough time with the villain to really know what he's about, to really know what he's actually doing. That right there goes inside with a lot of debate between people about what Zemo's actual plan is. Some people personally overestimate what his plan is, and some people really underestimate what he does, and really just coincide that he just a lot of things are very coincidental for Zemo. And yeah, a few things are. I'm not going to go into detail about what's coincidental because that'll be spoilers, but a few things are a bit coincidental, a bit too easy. And that's mainly because the movie doesn't take enough time for us to really dig in deep with Zemo. And that's again another flaw with Marvel in general. We just need more time with the villain to really get to know him. Personally, I think Zemo is a really good villain. He's not the best villain in the Marvel Universe. He's probably just barely in the top 5. But then again, the Marvel villains roster is pretty damn poor. So that's not really a hard thing to do. Just be a good villain and you'll get in the top 5. Anyways, going back further into another fault in this movie is that sometimes this movie just feels like it's not slow and it's not dragging its pace. Just at times it feels like, could this movie have done, does this movie need this segment to be as good as it is? And most of the time you can say that scene right there, you can cut that and this movie will still be as it is now. So there's a lot of not filler stuff and not unnecessary stuff, just a lot of space that they might have been able to crunch down. It still felt really smooth, and I give props for this the filmmakers, the Russo brothers, for making this entire movie so smooth and easy to understand. But there's certain segments that could have been cut out. For example, Spider-Man. Now, I would argue that Spider-Man is not shoehorned into the movie at all, despite being in the real world, him totally being so shoehorned. But in the movie, he's told just fine. He's introduced as an element that Tony wants so they can capture Captain America and all the other guys who are going currently against the law. He wants Spider-Man's web because Spider-Man's web is super strong, and so is Spider-Man. So boom, Spider-Man is being assigned as their captor, and that is Spider-Man's role. And he does do that. You can see in the film, Spider-Man's trying to capture them with this web, but they break it, and not by physical strength, but by blades. That's a nice little neat to attention that the Russo brothers did that I think not a lot of people caught. But if you were to cut Spider-Man completely out of this movie, it would affect nothing. So Spider-Man, while being cool, doesn't really give anything particular to this movie as a benefit. It gives Spider-Man more depth and more leeway for his next installment. But we're talking about Civil War, not Homecoming. We'll get to that later. Now we gotta talk about Black Panther. Black Panther is much more integral to the plot than Spider-Man ever was. Black Panther was cool. He has his own arc in the movie, and it's a very damn good one. So this really incites people for what Black Panther the movie is going to be about, and from most of the reviews, it's going to be damn good. Now, a few good things about this movie before we go, because there's a lot of good things about this movie. First off, it juggles so many characters just great. I wouldn't say perfectly, because I think we could have gone a bit deeper with some of them, but for a 2.5-hour film, this entire film doesn't feel clustered. It doesn't feel just left out of left field and whatnot. It feels like it's telling a coherent story, and when you get from point A to point B, and even to the finishing line, and it's a good ride. And then the climax, I have to say, that's one of the most emotionally impactful climaxes in the entirety of the MCU. The closest one I would believe would be in Thor, when we get Thor and Loki's clash. and that's a huge climax that I really had some weight into it emotionally, but not really. That's where Thor kind of left off because I didn't get too attached to these characters. Civil War showed us that these characters who are friends, they do missions together, and they actually talk to each other as human beings. It's just unfortunate that they decided on going in different aspects on this political view. And to stop there so that I don't give out any spoilers, I have to say that for me personally, this movie deserves a 10 out of 10. I really love this movie. This movie tells a very good story. Does it have its faults? Yes. Is it a perfect movie? No. But to me, having a 10 out of 10 does not mean you're a perfect movie. A perfect movie can be less than a 10 out of 10 if I didn't find the enjoyment to be matching such a perfect movie. So Civil War, while not being a perfect movie, does deliver in the enjoyment and the enthrallment and the emotional investment that I needed for this movie to be, and it gave me everything that I wanted plus more. And that's why I gotta give this movie a 10 out of 10. But then again, guys, I'm just a guy sitting by the lagoon in his office enjoying the view. Catch you later, guys.